one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. Just gotta mean something to you. They gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
I can't even think about all of the shit I did to fit in. Past hard to watch like a fucking scary movie. I'm always happy to meet somebody that never knew me. Change for the better, hope niggas are living through me. I put it all on the wax so the people can know the true me. Hard to remain sane when the people you love the most is what's causing the damn pain. Y'all beef by the same thing, we ain't playing the same game. It's all for my fam name. She the girl of your fucking dreams, but to me she a plain Jane. You dipper and ball man, I dump when them calls came. This that higher level thinking. I'm the type to jump the fuck off for the shit before it's sinking. Not here for no new shit, my game slight to boost it. Ain't I don't have to prove shit. Rockstar fight the fool shit. My movie, this the new script. I want a life with no bullshit, nigga. I know on these news clips. That's why I dap him and move quick. Won't be around when they move switch. Won't be around when they lose clips. Won't be around for they lose lips. Might be the reason they pull shit. Yeah.
Yesterday's price is not today's price, Ravens. What you thought you were going to have to pay him, you're going to have to pay him more.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with Saint. We are predicting the week 4 matchups. I forgot to do it week 3. I dead ass forgot to do it. I woke up Sunday and I was like, yo, I don't think I predicted the games. That is not great. That is not good work ethic, my guy. Not great work. Oh, well, you don't make money from doing these anyways. And you never will if you think like that. I realize nowadays, the older I get, I'm having more intelligent conversations with more people who are aware of life, I guess you would say. Like, who are more wide open as far as, like, they very introspective. They think a lot. They think more than most people. Like, they're not walking through everyday life, you know, on a day-to-day thing. They forward thinkers, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I'm somebody who done been in a space with, you know, multiple different thinkers and different people and whatnot. But being in this space with these new people, or well, not necessarily these new people, but being in this space with more conscious thinkers, you know, it's just interesting. You know, because I love listening to them. Because it's like, an example. Oftentimes I find myself looking like, well, I don't never feel like the bad guy personally. But I know that's how some people look at me when, like, I'll have conversations. I done this multiple times. I done had conversations with dudes that's like, and women too, that's like 18, not really 8, well, yeah, some 18-year-olds. But most of the time they like 21, 22, 23, 24, you know what I'm saying? Young 20s, because I'm 28, so, you know, the younger ones that's younger than me, but we interact with each other in everyday life through work and other type of things, right? So one of the conversations that I found myself having with these young adults in my age group nowadays more so is like, what, like, life, basically money, bills, kids if you got them, and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just noticing that a lot more people my age really don't know what the fuck they want to be or do, but they know what they don't want to do. And I appreciate that. I really do. It's because, like, it's like I was talking to a dude today. Well, I done had this conversation all week with different people, actually, believe it or not, at work. Every time I done been in the back of a truck with somebody this week, I think I done had this conversation with at least one person every single day this week about, like, how long you been working at this job, what you plan on doing in life, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. And I tell people all the time, bro, I'm gonna get rich one day, so that's why I live the way I live, think the way I think, possibly. Like, I don't see myself ever get. I lived in that space where I thought I was gonna be, you know, go to work every day, make good money, go home and be cool. I got stuck in that mindset at one point in time in life, where I thought that was cool. I will never get stuck in that mind frame again. I'm glad that I got out of that. I don't want to live that type of life. If I can't chase my dreams and eventually achieve them, then I have no use for this life. I hate to say it like that, but, you know, It's like seeing Kevin Gates. Like, if I can't get to the dreams I want, may God kill my kids now. I think that was a little too far, my boy, but it is what it is. But I was talking to so two different perspectives, right? I was talking to a dude that's in not high school, who in college. Well, both of them in college, actually. One of them just finished, the other one is just started. The one who just is so fucking interesting. The dude who just finished college, about to finish college, basically. I think he in his last year, he was saying. He don't necessarily know what he want to be yet, right? He even told me, he was like, I don't know what I want to do. Cause I told him basically, cause I know he looked at me as kind of a dickhead, cause I'm like, I basically made it seem like this job that we got is not cool. It's cool right now, but I told him, like, this is not what we as kids grew up dreaming to do. Like, you didn't go to bed every night telling yourself, yo, I'm gonna be this or that. You didn't, the basic jobs that, I understand somebody got to do these jobs. I get that. But the people who do these jobs are people whose dreams, they either didn't have dreams, didn't care to accomplish dreams, or the dreams became too much for them and they settled down. And that's cool. We need those type of people to fill out these other areas in everyday life for us. But everybody is not that person. Everybody don't go to sleep every night satisfied working at a warehouse, or satisfied working at a restaurant or something like that. That's not everybody's dream. People ask me all the time when matter of fact, I told the dude about my me being a shift manager at my previous job, and he was like, well, why you quit that? I'm pretty sure it paid you great money. I laughed and I told him, I said, because my G, every night that I went to bed growing up, at no point in time did I ever say, man, you know what I want to be when I grow up? A shift manager at a restaurant. Like, that was never my dreams. My goals never were that low. I never had the desires to be that. And I'm not saying it's a problem with being any of these things. But what I'm saying is, for the dreamers, for those who willing to die to accomplish their goals and dreams, that is a problem. We can't live like, and I tell people that all the time, and I understand. I think the saddest part about this is, you do have people, when I tell this to a person like the individual who I was talking to, who don't, necessarily, everything I'm saying to him is a fantasy and whatnot. It's not realistic, because he done come to the point in life where realistic is the 9 to 5, the 2-parent house. It's like, I was talking to the dude today, the younger dude, who was like, the American dream to him, and to me, honestly, he think it's white. It's a white American dream. He said, because I ain't never dreamed about having a wife, a kid, a dog, a white picket fence, going to work every day. That's not my dream. And I said, that's a fact, that I've never had that as a dream, not one point in time in my life. And so, if I have a message in the start of the show, chase your dreams, man. It don't matter how long it take you to accomplish them. It don't matter how hard it is. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. I would love for everybody to be able to accomplish their dreams easily. But the fact of the matter is, it just don't work like that. But let me tell you something. You're going to go to sleep every fucking day miserable. You're not going to be able to sleep at night because you're going to be haunted by your own dreams. Chase your dreams. And I understand some people be like, man, the situation I got, bro, I got like 2-3 kids, man. It's a couple baby moms, a couple baby fathers. I got this, I got an aging, all these different problems, and like, we all got problems. And I'm not saying that to say your problems is less significant than mine. What I'm saying that to say is, we all have problems, so we all got to figure out how to get through these things. Because if you telling me that your problems are just too big for you to chase a goal, imagine how many problems the less amount of problems you would have if you could get to that goal. That shit don't seem worth it. You know what I'm saying? Don't seem worth it. Like, I know where I'm at now. Bless me. But the finish line, I know if I get to that finish line, and I get it. Some people, I done talked to people before who's like, bro, where we live at, the life we got, bro, we never gonna get found, bro. We never gonna get that up. I get it. Life done hit people so hard, it's hard for them to dream. I get it. I was at that point one point in time. Sneezing. Bless me. But I'm telling you, You're going to be miserable. You're going to be real fucking miserable if you don't chase a dream or commit to one. I'm telling you. You don't want to be, it's like I was telling this dude the other day, bro. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. But right now you're young. So you don't care about slinging packages around for 8 hours a day. And that's cool. But the older you get, your body going to start eventually breaking down. Maybe it'll break down sooner. Maybe it'll break down later. Who knows? But then you'll become addicted to this job to the point where you feel like, I make the money that I make. I'm settled in. I don't want to change. So I'll have to get past these injuries. So then you're going to start working with said injuries, making injuries worse. This is going to start affecting your mental and your attitude. And then that's going to start affecting the people around you, how you treat the people around you, basically. And this is how you become an old, grumpy individual over time. Because the people, like I tell multiple people, the people who we see that's grumpy, working jobs that they hate, retiring from jobs that you can never see yourself. Like every time I see somebody, I remember when I first was working at Wendy's, somebody told me they had been working at Wendy's for 26 years. I said, 26 fucking years? How the fuck do you work at Wendy's? I don't understand working no job 26 years for one. It's like no job that's not paying me a shit ton of money. But to be working at Wendy's or like, bro, that's minimum wage, $7 or something. Like, bro, Wendy's ain't even touching. I don't know, bro. That's a wild one for me. That's a wild one for me. But then again, dude told me he had been a FedEx for 3 years, and that was wild to me also. So I looked at that motherfucker. I was like, you ain't tried to like, get a different position or nothing? And listen, I understand it. Every motherfucker ain't built to be a manager. I get that. I truly get that. But you don't feel like you was built to be nothing more than just a motherfucker in the back of trucks slinging around packages? I just naturally want more for motherfuckers. That's it. Well, let's get into this shit. You know the big matchup this week. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, part 3. I cannot wait. It's my favorite quarterback matchup in the NFL, but we're going to save that one for a little bit later. Because I'm hot right now. I'm on a roll right now. So we're just going to get into some of the things that we're going to get into some of the lower games that I probably wouldn't talk about that much. So let's start off with Chicago. Headed to New York to take on the New York Giants. I'm taking the Giants. This is a tough game to pick because I do not like the offense from either team. I do not like the quarterbacks from either team. I don't think Justin Herbert has been good. I don't think Justin Fields has been good. And I also don't think that Daniel Jones has been good. Neither one of these dudes throw the ball down the field. There's a lot of dinking and dunking. I didn't talk enough about the running back for the Chicago Bulls. For the Chicago Bears last week, Herbert, who had a great game. And that's interesting because both teams will come into the game with good running games, I guess you could say, with Saquon for the Giants. But this, I think this could be one of those. These is two offensively challenged teams. I think both defenses could have decent looking games just from seeing both defenses from the first 3 weeks. New York's defense will probably, have the ability to make a play or two more. But man, it's going to be a rough watch for anybody who's not necessarily a fan of these two teams. Because when you invested in the two teams, it can make the watch a little bit easier or more bearable. Or you don't really care too much. You don't think about how bad the game truly is because you're so invested and you need your team to win it. So you don't really naturally care too much about how bad the game is. You just care about getting that dub. But for people who trying to watch a game just to enjoy themselves, this may not be the game to watch. All right? This might not be the game. Matter of fact, bro, because it might be a fan who watching this for the first time. Like, yo, I don't know what game to watch, Saint. What game should I watch? New fucking segment of the week, and I'm hoping that this segment lasts if I remember it. Saints Sundays suggestions. The triple C's, baby. Oh, shit. The triple S's, baby. All right. My suggestion of what to watch, my suggestion of the game, you might want to pass up unless you are a fan of both teams. The game that you might want to pass up this week is definitely Chicago, the New York Giants. Now, what I will say, might want to pass ups list could probably get kind of packed multiple weeks. But I promise you it would only be at the max 2 teams that make my Saints Sunday suggestions list, okay? And I'm gonna try not to include games that happen on Mondays and Thursdays if I can remember it when I write them down, okay? Next game we're gonna talk. But I'm picking the Giants to win a close one in that one. Next game, Arizona Cardinals head to Carolina to take on the Carolina Panthers. Very interesting game because former Oklahoma University quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray. I think Kyler was like Baker's understudy or some shit like that. Very interesting. I saw somebody tweet the other day, Kyler Murray is not a good quarterback. Stop comparing Lamar Jackson to him. I'm almost headed towards that alley. I'm gonna hold out for Kyler. But it's also very interesting to me that I continuously see people give Baker Mayfield shot after shot after, this could be the week. Like, it's people actually out there picking Baker and the Carolina Panthers to win this game. That should tell you how little people continue to think of Kyler Murray, or how little people are starting to think of Kyler Murray. Now, I'm not stupid. I'm not taking Baker Mayfield to win this game. I don't care if Kyler don't got his best weapon. What I know is, in a game like this, I'm still going to take the better of the 2 quarterbacks. I do not think Baker Mayfield is a good quarterback. It's hard for me to continue to call him Baker Midfield because I think he is far below mid at this point. I've seen people talk about Baker Mayfield's relationship or him getting the ball to DJ Moore. I've seen it. DJ Moore, a good receiver. Hard for me to really get too mad about Baker Mayfield. Well, for one, Baker Mayfield this is who Baker is. People keep acting like this shit is brand new. It just tells me people didn't watch Baker when he was in Cleveland. I watch Baker in Cleveland every fucking game. I know the type of quarterback Baker is. I'm not shocked about how bad he played. I'm shocked at how people who are paid to watch and talk about football continuously do not watch the fucking games but continue to talk about it. Because to this day, I don't believe people are actually watching full Baker Mayfield games. I really don't. I don't. Because if people actually was watching Baker Mayfield games, they would not still be trying to say, Baker could still possibly this or that. How do you come from the situations that Baker had in Cleveland, but somehow Baker was done dirty? Like, it makes no sense at this point. But like I said before, if not for the fact that he was the first pick in the draft and he was white, none of this. Could you imagine if Lamar Jackson was the first pick in the draft as a black man and had the mouth that Baker had on him, but has underachieved at the level of which Baker has underachieved? Could you imagine how they would they talk about Lamar crazy now and the motherfucker got a unanimous MVP. Could you imagine? This is the 3rd year in a row where the man is in MVP conversations yet again. Could you imagine if he had actually had the trash-ass resume of a Baker Mayfield, bruh? Could you imagine? But you see, Baker was on all the commercials. His wife, I don't like to bring family members and shit into nothing, but I'm just speaking on how his wife continuously ran her mouth about Baker Mayfield and his teammates. It's just so crazy. And I understand she got an obligation to defend Baker. You don't gotta say nothing about this on this football field though here, ma. Straight up. So, I believe that this will be, and I'm at the point now where people keep telling me how good they think Carolina's defense is. I like J.C. Horn. I really do like J.C. Horn. I think he's going to be a stud. I like Burns. The Panthers defense got players. This still ain't a Panthers defense that I know what a great Panther defense can look like. Panthers done had some of the better defenses over the last couple years. The Panthers, in my suggestion, need to go ahead and try to tank this season away to go ahead and get another quarterback. Could you imagine how much better football going to be when Carolina is a great team again? Because Carolina is, to me, one of the better NFL franchises. One of the younger NFL franchises. And maybe it's because I live in North Carolina, but I don't live in Charlotte, so I never truly feel the effects of, when Carolina doing great, I don't feel those effects. Only Charlotte really feel those effects. But like the fan base, yeah, you see a lot of the fan base everywhere happy and shit like that. But the area I live in, the team, if they do good, I see is Duke or UNC. Like, if one of them two teams is doing great, I'm going to feel that all around the area. But Carolina has nice. I really wish they would update their uniforms at this point. Like, to me, they should have far better color schemes and whatnot. And they should update the mascot and the helmets. But Carolina is a team, to me, that has just been so poorly run over the last couple years. And it's such a shame that, you know, a team, because I just really think, like, when Cam Newton, and maybe it's because Cam Newton, because I never thought of Carolina as a cool franchise until Cam Newton got there. Cam Newton's whole career in Carolina made Carolina feel like a destination spot, like a cool spot. But they never did everything they could to get the best out of Cam. But I love it how people put all that on Cam. Like, nobody ever get that. That's why I'm so hard on Ron Rivera. That's why I'm so critical of Ron Rivera. Because he won 2 Coach of the Years off of the back of Cam Newton. And Cam Newton didn't win 2 MVPs off of them 2 MVP years Ron Rivera put together. Not only that, Ron Rivera was a defensive-minded head coach, not a offensive-minded head coach. Go look at Carolina. Was it Cam Newton evolving himself every year, or was the offensive coordinator doing anything to help Cam Newton? And when the offensive coordinator couldn't get Cam to buy into him, oh, it's Cam's fault. Bro, you supposed to be doing stuff to make Cam better, bro. Not building y'all resumes. I just think Carolina in a funny spot over the last couple years, bro. But I'm taking Arizona to win that game. I don't think Carolina is a good team. I don't think Arizona is a good team either. But I don't think they're as bad as Carolina. And like I said, at the end of the day, as much as I don't think Kyler Murray, and I've been saying this, Kyler, just wait till I'm one of the bigger voices in sports media. I'm telling you, bro, my hit list gonna be crazy. I mean, my hits list, yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Because I knew Kyler was a decent quarterback. I knew he was good. You ain't never heard me come on here and say he was mid like Baker. But I knew he wasn't no Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, who they love to try to compare him to. I mean, motherfuckers were saying he was better than Lamar. That's insane if you looking at these two dudes play. Like I said before, if you watch Baker play, you wouldn't even still be thinking that the Panthers... Nobody would have thought the Panthers made a good decision to go get Baker if you had have actually watched him play from an unbiased perspective in Cleveland. I have no reason to root for Baker, so I can watch him from an unbiased position, because if anything, I want to see him fail because he played for the Browns. Even though I can look at him from an unbiased perspective either way, especially when I'm trying to do some informative, because I really wanted to see how good Baker was after he ran his mouth. But I spent too long on that team. Honestly, we ain't gonna take that long on this. Seattle, Detroit. Oh, I'm picking Arizona to win that though. Like I said, Seattle, Detroit. Detroit is the second most touchdowns in the. I'm picking Detroit. Detroit, you sold me. I'm buying in early. Not as early as everybody else. But I'm going to tell you this. I like what Seattle has done the first couple weeks. I'm going to be honest. I like the position. I like what I'm seeing offensively from both teams. It's showing me that they are maturing, that they realize to get to the next level, they're going to need some offensive explosion. It just is what it is. Chiefs came back in the Super Bowl a couple years ago because they could explode on offense. It just is what it is. That's how you win these things. Only Lamar Jackson has more touchdowns than the Detroit Lions. So the Detroit Lions have been scoring points. And the Detroit Lions will have a favorable schedule because they are a bad team perennially. But I don't think Seattle's defense is bad. I don't think it's as good or as bad. I don't think it's been bad this year. But I also don't think it's as good as it's done look this year. I love Quandre Diggs, though. I'm always going to say that when I talk about that. Quandre Diggs is an absolute stud. Absolute fucking stud. As is Jamal Adams, in my opinion. People talk shit about Jamal Adams. He is great at what he is asked to do. Point blank period. How many safeties can blitz the way he blitz? Now, I do think Derwin James cover a little bit better. But I think I would still take Jamal Adams at the end of the day. It's a tough one, man, because both of them are great corners. Are great safeties. Either way. Seattle, while I like the team and what, I don't even know if Jamal Adams is going to be playing in this game. But while I like Geno and I like what they've been doing, I do think Detroit is going to win this game at home. Especially after a letdown last week where you had that win in the bag. What time is that? Well, I'm not watching that if it's at 1 o'clock. I'm watching the Bills-Ravens. But I'm going to keep an eye on that Seattle-Detroit game. I got to watch this Detroit game this year because I'm interested. I got to watch it soon, too. Because I don't want them to be playing good right now, playing as good as they've played right now, and then I turn around and watch them when they playing like shit. I mean, or it could go the opposite way. They could end up playing like crazy great by the end of this all. But either way, I got to end up watching the Detroit game. But I'm picking Detroit to win this game. I do think this will be a close game. Because if this becomes a shootout, I do believe that Seattle can end up in the shootout too. I mean, for one, DK Metcalf is becoming a great all-around receiver. It's such a shame if he is not given, if he end up staying in Seattle. Because I do think DK is on the level of a dude where it's like that type of talented receiver should be trying to get to a team where he can possibly win it. And I understand some people just want to play, want to be, loyal in air quotes to the team. But, I would like to see DK competing for a Super Bowl. Or not necessarily competing for a Super Bowl, or contributing to a Super Bowl caliber team. Next team, Tennessee on the road take on Indy. I got Detroit in that last one though. I'm doubling back to make sure I got the picks that I'm picking. Tennessee headed to Indy. Now Tennessee got both of these teams won last week, and it is a divisional game this week. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm about to roll a blunt in the background. It's a divisional game. Matt Ryan had a decent. I told y'all the dink and dunk type of offense that the Colts run could work for them because they have a good running back. Even though Jonathan Taylor haven't been what he was last year up to this point so far this year. And this is against Derrick Henry. This is interesting. Now, this is a good game to watch, even though it's not necessarily, the two greatest quarterbacks in this game or whatever. This still is I think this will be a good. This is not my pick for the Saints. Saints. How did I forget the name of this shit already, bro? See, this is a problem. You can't have a new segment and forget the name of the segment the same night you create the segment. Come on, bro. Saint Sunday selections. There we go. That's not a part of it. That Tennessee Indy ain't a part of it. But I do have Indy winning that game. This is a tough one because I actually wanted to pick Tennessee because I think Derrick Henry. The thing about this game is it's two equalizers in this game. Jonathan Taylor could go off and kill the game, and Derrick Henry could too. Derrick Henry more so. I trust Derrick Henry could do it before Jonathan Taylor, even though I said Jonathan Taylor's name first. I just wanted to point that out. But, I'm taking Tennessee to win this game, actually. I think Tennessee going to go in and get I don't trust Matt Ryan. I'm be honest with you. I don't trust Buddy either. I don't trust Ryan Tannehill either. But I really don't trust Matt Ryan right now. And I don't know why. Well, yes, I do. I do know why. But I'm not here to slander Matt Ryan tonight. I think it was a good win last week for the Colts. Great win. The Colts defense has not been the same defense that it has been the last couple years. That's one. I thought the Colts secondary could be gotten even in the last 2 years when that defense been good. DeForest Buckner off to a little bit of slow start. Not necessarily too slow, but he ain't been, making the waves that he usually make on a year-to-year basis. Shaquille Griffin, name change. Haven't really done much since changing the name. That's all right, though. I still impact players. They just got to start to take it to another level now. I know it's crazy to say that, we only in week 4, but that's how quick these things move in the NFL. And when you got other guys playing at MVP levels already, well, now you have to too. It just is natural. So that's a tough game for me to pick. But I'm rocking. I'm switching it one more time. I am going to go with the Colts. I'm going to go with the Colts. I think the Colts defense will ultimately get it done. I'm going to take the Colts at home. Let's get it done, Colts, man. Come on, bro. I just went on a limb because I did want to take the Titans. It took everything in my soul not to take the Titans, as a matter of fact. Bro, what the fuck did I just do with my... I had lost my pen, bro. I found that shit, though. So I'm taking Indy. Washington, Dallas. Washington heads to Dallas to take on the Dallas Cowboys in a divisional game. Boy. You remember when I told y'all at the beginning of the season, like, Carson Wentz can either be, like, he a wild card. He truly is, because he could end up being the best quarterback in the division, or he could end up being the worst quarterback in the division. And to this point, he done been the worst quarterback in the division. Like it's not... Daniel Jones, obviously, I think, has probably been worse, but still. Carson Wentz was sacked 9 times last game. I don't know if he'll get sacked 9 times again this week, but I can see him getting sacked a couple times this week against that Dallas defense, because I think Dallas's pass rush is better than the Eagles' pass rush. So if the Eagles can get to you 9 times, Lord only knows how many times Michael Parsons and them boys Lawrence can get to you. So that'll be an interesting watching this game. But at the end of the day, the thing that, man, I don't understand why Washington will not fucking go get a quarterback. Like, it's no way that they really thought Carson Wentz was the answer. It's no way that they thought Tyler Heineke was the answer. But they've operated as if they have believed that those two dudes were the answers at some point in time. And that's just ridiculous to me, because it's almost as if you're trying to skip steps because you run these dink and dunk offenses that inflate numbers for quarterbacks. And so it's like they don't even know how to watch football anymore. It's like they don't know how to judge a good quarterback anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can complete a couple dink and dunks, and have the receivers go crazy for extra yak yards, then you can become a great quarterback. Like, it's really crazy. And so it feel like Washington, being as badly run an organization as they have been off the field, have been just as bad or poorly run on the field. Because to not commit to trying to get a quarterback at this point don't make no sense to me. I'm not saying you needed to be in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes, but not trying to get a quarterback through the draft at this point. Like, they have been satisfied with Tyler Heineke, bro. That is a problem. And then you go out and spend resources to bring in Carson Wentz. That's a problem for me, especially with Carson playing as bad as... I'm almost on the train of Carson is going to be bad more than he is going to be good. I'm about where I am with Patrick Queen with Carson. Like, he do so much more to hurt the team than help the team. It's no reason he should be a starter anymore. And that's where I'm at. So I do believe Dallas. And now I think it'll be close, because I don't think Cooper Rush done been lighting up the NFL defenses like everybody else talking. He done been a great game manager, bro. He done been a very good game manager. He doing what they asking him to do. He ain't doing too much. They haven't asked him to do too much, which is why they don't convert third downs at a high rate, which is why the games stay so close, is because they don't take chances. I understand people say, oh, well, Buddy dropped that touchdown. Yeah, okay, wow. He dropped one touchdown was dropped. Cooper, I'm not telling you that the man is bad. I'm also not telling you, it's hard. He's not better than Dak, but that's not saying much, because Dak is not, to me, a top 10 quarterback. But he ain't. I don't even know if the top 10 quarterback shit matter. Like, is it even 10 quarterbacks that I believe in? You know what I'm saying? That's what we really got to have the conversation with. Because most days, if it ain't Lamar, Josh, Pat, Tom, Aaron, I don't really give a fuck about the rest. And yeah, that's including Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow. That include both of them two quarterbacks. I'm not saying they bad. But what I'm saying is I can live without having either of those two if I got them other boys. That's just me right now. But, you know, I know people inflating Justin Herbert's career already. He ain't won shit, but, you know, people talk. I saw people say that him, and I done seen people say they thought he was like the next Tom Brady, and I done seen motherfuckers say that they think Joe Burrow like the next Tom Brady. Oh, how great it is to be white and be able to throw for a whole bunch of yards when you got a whole bunch of great receivers. That's the thing that both of them motherfuckers got in common. They both got great receivers all around them. They both came into the league with great receivers, and their receiving core basically only done got better since they done got into the league. That's the only thing that they got in common. I would love to see Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert without any weapons. Just go out there with some average Joes, my boy, and let's see what they get cooking up. That's all I'm saying. But hey, bro, let's head to the next game. Minnesota, they headed to New Orleans. Oh, bro, did I tell y'all who I had for that game? I had Dallas, yo. I had Dallas. Minnesota, New Orleans. Listen, man, I'm taking New Orleans. And this, oh, no, I'm not taking New Orleans. Jameis hurt. I'm not taking New Orleans. Even though the quarterback that they put in might have a better game than how Jameis been playing, I'm still not taking New Orleans. Man, I want to take them, though. Nah, I'm taking New Orleans, bro. But this will probably be my last time taking New Orleans if they let me down again. I'm taking New Orleans because I still have faith in that defense. And to be completely honest with you, they have given me no reason not to have faith in them. The Saints' defense has been fine. It's the offense that's the problem. The Saints' defense is one of the reasons these games look as ugly as they look. Because they don't give up points. They ain't giving up crazy plays. They ain't letting teams have field days on them. The offense just can't do much to support them. So I'm still because I think they'll have they could make Justin Fields. They could give Kirk Cousins a very, very, very tough outing. They're probably going to give Kirk Cousins a tough outing. Justin Jefferson due for a breakout game. He done been, you know, what word I'm looking for? He done been locked up over the last couple motherfucking games, bro. I ain't happy about that. My predictions for him ain't looking too good right now, but we ain't tripping on that. But I am taking. We gotta get through these, baby. Where are we at? I am taking New Orleans to win that game. All right, Cleveland, Atlanta. Jesus Christ. Hey, this is one of those I advise you to might not watch it. I'm taking Cleveland. Nope. Oh, bro, Cordell Patterson. I'm glad we got to this game, actually. Actually, don't put this on that list, because if you can watch Cordell, watch Cordell. That man is a stud. Dude, man, this dude, who gets this much? Boy, shout out Cordell Patterson, bro. I'm taking Atlanta to win this game. Now, hear me out. I did not want to take Atlanta to win this game originally. However, I also do not have faith in Atlanta's quarterback. However, Jacoby Brissett ain't been good either. However, he was good that last game he played. However, I can't expect him to go out there and do that shit on a week-to-week basis. However, he could go out there and do that shit this week. However, Cordell Patterson could take over the whole game in Atlanta and win them this game. Cleveland's defense is not that good. The pass rush haven't been that lethal yet. I do expect it, and I don't even know if Myles Garrett will be in the game after the car crash he got in this week. I bet you next time he'll run that motherfucking animal over that was in the street, bro. But the pass rush haven't become what it's supposed to be yet. Jadeveon Clowney ain't played yet. I think, and I don't like Atlanta's defense. I don't like Atlanta's offense. But I'm going out on a limb. I also haven't watched a full Atlanta game yet, so maybe they are better than what I've seen. So I have watched full Cleveland games. I'm going out on a limb, and while I think Amari Cooper could possibly be the best player in this game, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say Cordell Patterson's going to have a strong game against Cleveland. For one, Cleveland can get throws off. I mean, If Atlanta really want to go do some shit through the air, they can. Cleveland gives up hella plays through the air, bro. Like, Cleveland has as many lapses in coverage as Baltimore. Obviously, they haven't had more because Baltimore is the worst ranked defense over the past defense over the last year or so. But Cleveland have a lot of lapses in coverage on this in the secondary also. So Atlanta could take advantage there. They can exploit those type of things. I think it's hard for me to see this. It's hard to see how this game play out for the simple reason both teams don't really have potent offenses, but I'm taking Atlanta. I'm just going to go on a limb, bro. Going on a limb. Jacksonville, Philadelphia. This game going to be lit. It's in Philadelphia. I'm taking the Philadelphia Phillies. I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game. Now, listen. I think the reason I'm taking it now, Doug Peterson will be back as he is the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Listen, I told you, I think the Jags going to win their division. I think they had the best team in their division. They got the best quarterback in their division. They got the best coach in their division. I'm all for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I actually picked them to win this game at first when I was originally looking through the games and shit like that and giving my initial thoughts to myself. I was like, yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars finna come in here and upset Philly. But I changed my mind. The reason I changed my mind is because while I actually think Philly's offense, as good as it's been, it do have spots where you can, if you can convert, you can keep pace with Philly or beat them because they don't score on every drive. I don't even think their offense done look like Lamar or Josh Allen's at this point. But it's done look good. Or the Lions. But it's looked good. But I do think they give you opportunities there. I even think Jalen Hurts and the offense, like they have, and they haven't had a lot of them, but they do have moments where you can stifle this offense. And so, while I do believe all those things could happen, I don't think they're going to happen. I do believe that the pass rush for Jacksonville will be able to make some plays here and there. But I believe because Philadelphia has so much fucking talent. That's really what it come down to. I think Jalen Hurts just has a crazy disposal of a crazy plethora of talent at his disposal right now. And as long as these dudes is healthy and they can stick to, unless one of them just have a bad game, like Jalen Hurts just have an outrageously bad game and the team just turning the ball over left and right, I think Philly going to be a tough team to beat in Philly. With the fans, they're going as crazy as they're going to be, especially with the team winning, knowing that they can take over, like, they in a race for the first place in their division. They know this. To me, this win will mean more for Philly in the long run anyways than it will for Jacksonville, because Jacksonville is going to win that division. I don't even think they need. I don't know if any team in Jacksonville's division will end up getting double-digit wins on the season. Like, I'm not sure of that. I do think Jacksonville will touch double-digit wins this season. So Jacksonville's cool. They're making the playoffs. However, while I don't necessarily think the teams in Philly's division are as good as them, they will have a more competitive division, because I do think the Cowboys will compete, because the Cowboys had the best defense, one of the best defenses in the NFL. I don't know if it's better than that Broncos defense that I saw Sunday. Like, dead ass, that Broncos defense left an impression on me. The shit that Broncos defense was doing in that game was crazy to me. And when you realize that they was shutting down Kyle Shanahan, like, I understand it was Jimmy G. People can tell me that left and right. Oh, it's Jimmy G. Motherfucker, that's Kyle Shanahan that they had to shut down. And I've never seen a defense do what they just did to Kyle Shanahan. And Kyle can make up all the excuses. His fanboys can make up all the excuses. Hell, I'm basically a Kyle Shanahan fan. What Denver's defense did Sunday was crazy. I told you, I done had some performances this year that done touched me. Darius Slay's performance against the Vikings. The Broncos' defensive performance against the 49ers. I mean, then you got some negative performances. The Brady Rodgers matchup was disappointing. You know, it's a lot of different things that have hit me this season. Yo, and real quick, bro, I see people think it's cool to talk shit about Trayvon Diggs on like I saw somebody be like, yo, only Trayvon Diggs to celebrate getting a walk-off interception when he done gave up 240 yards throughout the game. Like, bro, you definitely did not watch that Cowboys game then, because Trayvon Diggs did not give up no 240 fucking yards. Two, I don't know why fans who think they know football continue to act like receivers are supposed to go out there and average 0 yards against cornerbacks on a weekly basis, bro. That is not what make cornerbacks the best in the league. For some reason, Darrelle Revis got people's mind twisted like he went out there and didn't never give up a single fucking yard. I do blame him for this shit. But I also blame other people, bro, who just think in these dumbass sites every time. Like, I don't know why people think it's so funny to hate on Trayvon Diggs, bro. Your favorite fucking cornerback, as great as you think he is, did not get the turnovers that Trayvon Diggs got last year. Oh, but he shut people down. Yeah, Trayvon Diggs got his fucking team the ball back. While your dude shutting dudes down, the other cornerback on the other side getting lit the fuck up. Trayvon Diggs is taking the ball away from the other team, so they don't have a choice. They don't have a chance to fuck up the other cornerback because I'm taking it from you. So, yo, I'm real sick of this Trayvon Diggs hate, bro. I really am. A dude start to shine and motherfuckers start to hate, bro. You really can't make that shit up. You really can't. But I'm taking Philadelphia in that game. I do think this could end up being one of the games of the week, though. Like, I think two young quarterbacks, bro, I think this could be one of the best games of the week. Because it ain't really a strong slate, you know. It ain't really that strong of a slate. It's got some bangers in here. I think this is going to be one of the bangers. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game, too. Oh, check me out. So, this week, I'm not going to lie. I do got 3 different Saints Sunday selections. The first one actually was in third place. I'm not going to lie. It was Jacksonville, Philadelphia. I'm looking at the fucking star sitting right beside it, and I'm like, actually, damn, this was one of them. Because I got 3 stars written down beside 3 different games. That's tough. If I wanted to take, but I'm not doing it for this other one. I'm not taking it away. Okay, so the third star was on KC Tampa Bay. I feel like I don't have to do that because y'all gonna watch that game anyways. That's the Sunday night primetime game. So that one not on there. My 2 games to watch this week, Saints Sunday selections, is gonna be Jacksonville taking on Philadelphia. And I'll give you the other one when I fucking get to it, bro. Calm down. Pittsburgh, New York Jets. The Jets head into Pittsburgh to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I got Pittsburgh winning this game. I ain't gonna spend too much time on this game. Zach Wilson possibly starting this game. If Joe Flacco was playing, I would have took the Jets to win it. I don't know what I'm gonna get from Zach Wilson. I also don't know what I'm gonna get from the quarterbacks of the Steelers. I also know that Najee Harris more than likely will not have an impactful game because he hasn't yet to have an impactful game since he's been with the Steelers. Basically, he might end up getting traded. He need to ask for a trade to Miami. He would be better for Miami. They need to throw Miami a bone. How Miami threw them Minka a couple years ago. They need to go ahead and flip him because I don't know if he fit this system in Pittsburgh. But I don't know how Pittsburgh gonna end up winning this fucking game because that's how bad I think their offense is. But I do think they'll make enough plays to end up winning it somehow at home. If not for the fact, if other than, Zach Wilson might give him the ball a couple times in this game. Denver, Las Vegas. This will be a decent game if Russell Wilson decide to show the fuck up. I'm taking Vegas to finally get their first fucking win of the season. Good Lord. At home. If Vegas lose this game right here, they are not making the playoffs. I already didn't have them making the playoffs, but they definitely not making the playoffs if you start 0-4. Because you not beating the Chiefs twice. Meaning you will have another loss on your record regardless to the Chiefs. If you lose this game at home, you will probably also lose in Denver. So that's another 2 losses. They already done lost to the fucking Chargers, I believe. Yeah, that's a 3rd loss. And they could lose to the Chargers again for all we know. See what I'm saying? It's no definite wins throughout their division right now. For all I know, I could chalk up the rest of their division games as L's if they lose this one. So the Raiders have to win this game. This is a must-win game. If you start 0-4 in the AFC, you ain't making the playoffs. The only division that to me could possibly be weak enough to let you sneak in if you start 0-4 and finish strong is the division with the Jaguars, because they're the only team making the playoffs in that division. However, I do not think that will be the case. I do not believe they will be able to start 0-4 and bounce back and make the playoffs. I just don't see it happening. It's too much of a murderer's row running through these AFC teams, and that's not even mentioning some of the tough teams. I mean, you lose a game in Arizona that you should have won. And I told y'all how I felt about Josh McDaniels before the season started. I even threw this motherfucker a bone and said, you got such a good team, so much talent around you, that it's going to be hard for you to fail, and it's going to be hard for people to see how bad of a coach you actually are and how much you really don't make a difference. And I'll be fucking damned. It didn't take you long. It didn't matter how much talent you had around you. Well, look at that. Now, I understand you're not going to get fired before they let Derek Carr go, because this has been a thing with Derek Carr for a while. But, hey, all I'm saying is that situation in Vegas don't look as great as we originally thought it would. That's all I'm saying. But I'm going to take them to win this game in Denver, because I just don't have no faith in that Russell Wilson-led offense right now. New England heads to Green Bay to take on the Green Bay Packers. I don't know if Mac Jones is playing in this game. The reports done been mixed. I have no clue if Mac Jones is playing or not in this game. So I'm going to just say I don't know. I don't think he's playing. And because I don't think Mac Jones is playing, I think Green Bay will end up winning this game. Now, it'll be so funny if the quarterback that they end up putting in can run, like, if he's a great, like, thrower, he go out there and have a great throwing game. But I don't see New England doing that with that offense. And the Packers' defense ain't Baltimore's defense. And even with Baltimore's defense being as bad as it is, it still took the ball away from Mac Jones 3 times. So I got Green Bay winning that one. Let me go to the Monday night game. On Monday, the Rams, I'll get to them. We'll save them for their own show. Last 2 games, I have Vegas in that one. I had Green Bay in that one. KC, the Sunday night game, KC Tampa Bay. I'm going to take Tampa Bay to win. This is an interesting game. Both players don't really have. I don't think Pat Mahomes have a number 1 receiver on his team, and right now he learning how to run an offense without that number 1, bust the game wide up. I refuse to believe that Tyreek is not missed in Kansas City. To me, Tyreek should have got paid. Kansas City should have paid that man. They thought that they could just replace him because they was like, we got Pat Mahomes. Great receivers still make the game so much easier for quarterbacks. I'm looking at Tyreek run routes that's touchdowns in Miami if he had Pat Mahomes. They was touchdowns in KC. They won't. So what if his production dropped just a little bit? He still made bank. He already got that Super Bowl. The Super Bowl don't affect Tyreek's legacy like it will Pat Mahomes. I don't understand why you don't break the bank or continue to do what you got to do. Figure it out. That's what you should have did. Figured it out. You do not break up that big 3 right there. You just don't. And so, for me, and Brady's got the injury. Now, Mike Evans is back. Yep, Mike Evans back. I'm taking Brady. Mike Evans back. I don't know if Julio back. I know Chris Godwin ain't playing. But Mike Evans is back, and I think that will be enough. I think Tom Brady and them boys bounce back and get them. Tom Brady and the offense haven't really looked great this year. They have not looked great this year. And I don't know if they have a breakout game this week, but I think Tom Brady going to be amped up to play against Pat Mahomes. So I think this will be a win for the Bucs at home. Now, the number 1 of Saints selections Sunday selections. The motherfucking Bills taking on the motherfucking Ravens. Let's get it. That's my game of the week, baby. That's the big star, big star, big star, big star, big star, big star. Lamar fucking Jackson taking on Josh Allen. Josh Allen taking on Lamar Jackson. However you want to put it. You remember, or at least I do growing up, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. That rivalry between those two, seeing those two get to play all the time, was dope. Then you had Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. This is going to be part 3. They 1-1. Seeing these two dudes play against each other for the next decade, God's willing, Lord's willing. I hope they stay healthy. I hope these two stay phenoms. These two motherfuckers are so fucking exciting to watch play. This is why I talk about all the time how these is my 2 favorite quarterbacks in the NFL. Pat Mahomes is also one of my favorites, but Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, to see how people criticize them, how they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that. And to an extent, Pat Mahomes is criticized too, and it's so funny how 3 of the most criticized players become 3 of the greatest players I've ever seen in my lifetime. These 3 motherfuckers are different, but we talking about Josh and Lamar. I believe that Sunday between these two will be one of the games of the year. I truly believe this will end up... See, most of the games between these two have been defensive battles. I believe that these two have matured to the point where neither one of the two defense will be able to stop these two for too long. I think they will have to make key plays. Listen, Buffalo got the edge in the last matchup. I truly believe that Lamar and Josh Allen are going to put on a fucking show. This could decide the MVP. I don't think it will because it's still just week 4. Now, to me, the significance of the game, every game is important. But I'm not going to say to myself, if Baltimore win this, it's not going to be Josh Allen and them boys can't beat good. Nah, that's stupid. And it's also not going to be if Josh Allen win, Lamar and them boys can't beat. No. If anything, I'm concerned to see what Baltimore's defense does. Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, either of them two struggling in this game don't make a fucking difference for me. I'm at the point where Lamar and Josh can have a bad game. I know what they are as players. I'm not one of those ignorant motherfuckers who say, they ain't never won a Super Bowl. So, what? I know what these two teams would be without both of these dudes on them. Just like I know what the Chiefs would be without Pat Mahomes. So I don't need them to see them achieve the ultimate team goal yet to believe in what they are. And so I know what Josh Allen is. To me, I expect Lamar and Josh to go out there every week and put on the show, just like I expect Pat Mahomes to go out there every week and put on the show. Because I think those are the 3 best quarterbacks in football outside of, I don't like really Rodgers and the 3 best young quarterbacks in football without a shadow of a doubt to me. The 3 dudes that's going to be running the league and be the faces of the league for the next decade plus. To me, it's going to be Lamar, Josh Allen, and Pat. Because I look at those 3 quarterbacks, and I'm taking Baltimore in this game. I'm taking Baltimore at home. I think Baltimore will end up winning this game. The reason I think that these 3, to me, it's so easy to see that these are 3 best quarterbacks, young quarterbacks. To me, Baltimore, Cincy, Baltimore, KC, and Buffalo. To me, when you look at these 2 teams, 3 teams, it's so fucking easy to me when I'm looking at these 3 teams to see these ain't the same if they don't have these 3 quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? And then I take these dudes, right, and I look at a better situation, right? So I look at the Chargers if they healthy. I put these 2 dudes, those 3 dudes on the Chargers. This Chargers is a Super Bowl contending team. I take them and plug them into the Bengals situation. The Bengals winning the Super Bowl last year, because all 3 of them dudes better than Matthew Stafford. So for me, it's I would like to see Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen take on each other, and Pat Mahomes. That 3, I want to see them play. I would love to see matchups between them every year. If I could see Lamar play Pat, Pat play Josh, Josh play Lamar, and that type of thing, I would be very happy. But with that, that is the games of the predictions this week. I appreciate y'all for joining me. I fuck with y'all. I love y'all. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. Saint out.
Now, we should talk about C.D. Lamb. Did you know the number 8 stands for new beginning? That's why 88 is so special. God knows I needed so many new beginnings.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, you know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy. Scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber. You out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.